Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman. We've got some breaking news from the set. We got first looks at the new Green Lantern. Also we have a first look at Hawkgirl, plus some Supergirl rumors. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay, so first things first, over the last week or so they've been filming. I did one video on the first reveal of Superman's new suit and that first good look into it. Plus also we talked about some other stuff like Mr. Terrific on the set and Lois Lane, the first look at her. But since then we've got a lot more. Now, as I said in that video, it's very hard to cover this content because it's all copyrighted. It's all extremely hard to get a hold of. So I'll leave the links to all of the photos that I'm referring to in the description below in chronological order, so you can click on them one by one and you will see what I'm talking about. I'll have like parallel images with the characters and stuff and it'll all mesh well together, but I just can't use the copyrighted set photos because the paparazzis come down very hard on YouTubers. So first things first, let's talk about Green Lantern. Let's talk about Guy Gardner because we got our first official look at Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner in the set photos. Again, this will be the top link so you can go check out right now and put it alongside the video, you know, have this as kind of like a podcast, I guess you could do it that way. But basically we got this first look at Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Now straight up, my eyes go straight to his hair. His hair is blonde and it's literally the bowl cut that Guy Gardner has in the comics. It's iconic. And I can't believe James has actually gone for this. I was kind of like a little bit in denial about that because it's very comic booky. It doesn't look great and I don't know how it would look in live action and it looks odd straight away. But maybe that's just because I'm used to Nathan Fillion's normal dark hair and like a normal hairstyle. But yeah, the hair is very blonde. It's not super red. Like in the comics it's more of like a reddish tone or a reddish tint. But let's talk about his costume. So his costume, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not very impressed. It's very basic. It looks like it's just been patched together. It doesn't look like his final suit. I believe he will get another suit and I'm gonna explain that right now because it has a symbol on the front of the suit as it's not a full Green Lantern suit like in the comics. Obviously in the comics it's pretty much like an all green suit. Here it's like white, green, a little bit of like grey black as well, or maybe a darker tealy green. And on the front of his suit he has a Lord Tech symbol. Now Lord Tech is owned by Maxwell Lord, so I presume Maxwell Lord is somehow involved in this, but he's got some sort of a superhero team because we're going to be talking about the first look at Hawkgirl in a minute and she's got that very same logo. So they are both on the same team and they both got the Lord Tech symbol on their chest. So this is a Lord Tech version of his suit. So this is not the final suit we're going to see. Now it could be the final suit we see for this whole film, but at some point if he does appear in Lanterns he will have the proper Green Lantern suit, I'm sure of that. But yeah, in terms of his whole suit, it's kind of like a leatherish jacket that's a mix of colors. I don't like how it's super white. Like white is actually the most prominent color and then you've got green, then you've got this darker green as well next to it. He's wearing like some gauntlets and his boots are just like normal boots. There's nothing too much to break down because I don't think it's anything special. I think it's exactly what you would expect from like a prototype suit. And so yeah, it's more of like a kind of leather jacket get up. So there's nothing too much to freak out about. But I think the thing about Guy Gardner to freak out about is the fact that Nathan Fillion has that hairstyle. I saw people online saying it's more like a uniform than like a proper superhero costume. And I think I really agree with that. Obviously the gauntlets are the main difference. But yeah, it's kind of like a uniform version of a superhero costume or a version of a Green Lantern costume. And he does have the Green Lantern symbol on his arm, so that's something. At least we know he is 100% in the Green Lantern Corps. Now let's move on to talk about Hawkgirl. So we've got a first look at Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl on the set of Superman. She is in the same scene with Guy Gardner, and let me tell you what, I was very excited to see this costume because I think Hawkgirl has a very cool costume in the comics, and also in Legends they did a decent job. And I'm going to be honest, I think I prefer the Legends suit, guys. And that is, again, because it's a prototype suit. It's not her final suit. It is a Lord Tech suit, so it's part of that team. So I definitely think this is going to change at some point. But traditionally in the comics, Hawkgirl's suit has pretty much no white in it. It's all about the yellows and the greens and the kind of golden bits that you see actually on her helmet, but you also see it on her wings. Now obviously she doesn't have wings here because I believe they're going to be CGI'd on afterwards, so that also adds to the kind of weirdness of this suit because it doesn't feel like it's Hawkgirl, apart from the fact that the helmet I think is actually really cool. I do really love the helmet that they've actually got right, and her Thanagarian weapon is amazing. It looks pretty accurate to the comics, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not liking the white of the suit. It just doesn't suit her. It doesn't match to the comics. It's not a comic book accurate suit by any means. Only her helmet and her nth metal mace look like they're from the comics, and then the whole rest of her suit, her costume, just doesn't look great. And let me know, what do you guys think about this down in the comments below. But they both match each other, so that leads me to believe that yeah, there is going to be this team. Now let's move on to talk about David Corenswet as Superman, because he's been pictured on set, and as part of the scene that they were shooting, Mr. Terrific was there. He has some sort of like weird tech on his back, which you'll see in one of the photos. But Superman is there, he is holding a kid, he is being filmed, so this is an actual scene, so it seems like he saved a kid. And you know, there is this team of superheroes, so that includes Superman, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and then also Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, and they're all going to be working together in this specific scene. Again, don't know the context, don't know what's going on exactly, but he is saving someone, and it seems like a pretty typical Superman scene, like a scene that you would like to see, because you know, that just proves Superman's kind of humanness and the fact that he cares for people, for the civilians of Metropolis. And the next photo I want to talk about is of David's suit, because his Superman suit is actually tattered and destroyed. It's very, very dirty and different from the version that we saw over the last week or so. So that suit was very vibrant. It was almost brand new, like, you know, Martha Kent just made it and he wore it out for the first time. But this version that has been released from this recent set is more like the photo we got in the official look that's on the screen right now. So it's all tattered, it's beaten up. I believe he has two versions of the suit. They're not just destroying this in between takes. So David is wearing the other suit, and this version is a battle-worn suit, so it's a suit that has gone through it throughout the whole film, and you can see the tone of the color is very muted. You can see the House of El symbol and the yellow kind of coming through, but it is covered up by dirt, by soot, and you know, this is probably because of the huge battle scenes that are probably going to go on before this, and so this leads me to believe it's probably not the start of the film, but maybe midway through the film or towards the end of the film. Well, we know they're not going to film like too much more anymore because they are going to stop filming in the summer, but they are going to go on for at least a month or so longer. But also, that's never really a good estimate of where this is coming in the film because they just don't shoot chronologically in film, so your best guess is my guess. But let's quickly talk about the rumor that Millie Alcock is apparently in Cleveland for Superman. Now, obviously, Millie is going to be playing Supergirl in the DCU. She has been cast for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and so this came online from a user called Swandad, and he claims that Millie Alcock is currently in Cleveland working on the new Superman film. Now, obviously, she wasn't photoed, and this person is just a civilian. It's not someone working on the film specifically, as far as I know. And so this is just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But he does supposedly live in Cleveland, so maybe he's seen, you know, news of her arriving in the airport, or maybe out in public but not filming. Maybe she has been spotted, I don't know. But yeah, it would make sense that she would be around, considering that she is going to play a part in this film and is going to be important for setting up Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So I would expect to see Millie Alcock soon, but I don't know if she's going to be doing outdoor scenes. That still remains to be seen. I'm still very surprised by how open these sets have been. They've been literally shooting in the middle of the most public places in downtown Cleveland that has just been able to be seen from all angles. Like, you've seen paparazzi on top of buildings, you know, across the street, or in the same kind of courtyard, and they've been able to get great photos because it's just so open. Like, there is nowhere to hide for the Superman cast and crew. And James has actually referenced this recently and said, yeah, it's no surprise that there are leaks. He knows it because of where they're shooting, and that's why he released that official look a while ago. And so for now, that pretty much does it for this video. I do want to say I appreciate everyone who has stuck with me throughout this video. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to include the set photos, but if you guys know anyone that's in Cleveland and has any photos, please be sure to tell them to send them to the DC TV show on Twitter or Instagram, and I will feature them and give them full credit, of course, on the channel, so we can cover some actual photos that I can put on screen, because these ones are just impossible to get the permission to use them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.